We're interested in doing is taking unmerchantable materials such as the gorse you see behind you and turning it potentially into a merchantable product. And that has led us to a cooperation with Air Burners Incorporated. So what we're going to do today is to burn initially the cured pile that you see in front of you. Start with that and then transition over to the green material after a certain point in the day, collecting samples throughout the demonstration to try and capture as much information as we can, because we're working with EPA as far as its emissions. This is actually a test in addition to everything else.
The one thing we've been doing for about the last 21 years is battling gorse in one way or another. Battling/managing it. So when we build a golf course here, we basically clear the entirety of the surface, leave select patches, and basically in the past we've just burned it, buried it, disposed of it anyway. What this could potentially do for our resort is take a noxious weed, turn it into a usable material that we can then use on the golf courses in our divot mix, or to kind of increase our fertility, increase our CEC based on what we find with this biochar. So it's exciting to us at the resort knowing that we can take something that's been basically a nuisance to the town of Bandon and the surrounding area and actually finally use it for something that potentially has a positive use for us.
The firebox is simply just an air pollution control device. So it's designed to just control the smoke and control what you're burning inside of the firebox. You start the fire inside of the firebox just like you would with a normal campfire. So you'll get a torch or some sort of flame and you'll ignite some good burnable material inside of the firebox. And then what it does is that the air comes out of the curtain and it's powered through a diesel engine or electric motor. And that diesel engine or electric motor is going to power the fan, and then the fan's going to blow the air through the manifold, the air curtain on one side. And then that air curtain is going to flow from one side to the other, bouncing off the opposite wall. And then once it bounces off the opposite wall, it's going to go down towards the center of the firebox in a circular motion, what we call the secondary burn chamber. So inside of that secondary burn chamber, what happens is the smoke gets pushed down into that secondary burn chamber once it hits the air curtain, and it burns off, so just heat waves come out of the machine. So here we have a burn boss where it started off, and then with the United States Forest Service and Air Burners Incorporated through a PRADA agreement, so a PRADA agreement being Cooperative Research Agreement Development Act, morphed the Char Boss. So the Char Boss is what we've been named between the two of us. So being a joint venture, that creating a machine that not only can work as an air pollution control device like it has for the past 4 years, now we have an air pollution control device that not only is going to solve the problem of getting rid of unwanted wood waste, but you're also going to be able to create biochar at the same time, which I'm currently finding out today that has a value to the market, to municipalities, to cities, and to the average end user that's going to reapply it in the land. We make many different sizes of fireboxes. This is one of our smaller sizes. So being the Char Boss or Burn Boss, this one will do around 1 ton an hour. And then the larger fireboxes will do up to around 13 tons an hour. All of our machines are mobile. So whether you move it with being pulled on with a hitch, or whether you want to drag it with an excavator or a front wheel loader, they're all mobile. So for pipeline clearing and land clearing, that's probably about 30% of our sales with land clearing companies, 40% of our sales going to land clearing companies where they're just moving the machine from one place to the next, only with the same piece of equipment that's knocking down trees.
When we burn the piles, especially when we have a pile of that size, the intensity and duration of that pile may actually alter the soil and make it implantable. So by doing this, we're actually going to have the opportunity to consume that material and not detrimentally impact the land. So like those big piles that you may see in, let's say, outside of Chillicothe or someplace like that, where they're the size of a small apartment house. they could actually heat alter the soil to the point where we can't grow anything in them. And then they're just obsolete. So we've essentially taken that away by having this kind of equipment available and eliminating that potentially detrimental effect. Secondly, we have a lot of opportunities where we don't have the ability to sell anything, especially this material, this kind of material. If we could sell it, maybe we could offset the cost of doing the field production.